We ourselves as a society have created a system that is so fragile. And I do believe that cybersecurity or the internet is our Achilles heel. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that 2021 has been the year of cyber attacks. Now I'm going to go over with you the 15 biggest cyber attacks that have occurred in 2021, and I'm going to talk to you about the latest cyber attack that we've had that is now affecting cream cheese. If you haven't heard, there is a shortage of cream cheese due to a cyber attack. Now I know cream cheese is not that big of a deal, right, ladies and gentlemen? But the question is this: if they can get to a cream cheese factory, they can pretty much get to anything, ladies and gentlemen. Computers don't care what industry you're in. Computers only care whether it has a back door, whether a hacker can get into it or not. So let's go ahead and read this really quick, and I'm going to go over with you what the situation is on cream cheese now. Today, cybersecurity attacks have become more vulnerable and uncontrollable than before. Among them, major ransomware attacks like JBS Foods, Colonial Pipeline, which we've all heard of, have become headlines this year in 2021. And what are ransomwares? Ransomware means malicious software designed to encrypt files on a computer so that they can prevent someone from using their own computer. So pretty much what these hackers do is they get into a business or an industry's computer system and they lock up their files. They lock up their files so that only the hackers, they can get into them. And the people that want to get into them to run their business cannot. Then the hackers tell the people that want to run their business, whose files have been locked up, they say, hey, give me X number of dollars or Bitcoin or whatever it is that they're requesting or demanding in order for them to go ahead and free up their files all over again. Now, many places don't have a backup. Usually, like for example, let's talk about the Dow Jones, right? The NASDAQ, Wall Street. They usually have a backup server in a different state. That way, if they get hit with a ransomware attack from a hacker, they can have somewhere else to go. Many other businesses don't. So they're at the bequest of the hackers should they want the information that is being blocked back. It continues to say that according to the 2021 Cyber Threat Report, there is a 62% increase in ransomware since 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a very big number. This amount is still set to rise further as cybersecurity attacks are becoming more complex and difficult to detect. Now, you know, reading this, it leads me to think, what is a good industry that a young person would want to get into if they're looking at going to college? This would probably be it. Getting into the computer world and learning how to be like a cybersecurity specialist. I don't even know if that exists, but like a cybersecurity specialist. You know, so that would probably be something that would pay off whatever they had to spend, you know, in college. It has a good return on investment, let's say, right? Just thinking, you know, I digress. So here there's 15 major cybersecurity attacks in 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over them. I haven't actually looked at this list because I wanted to go over it with you, kind of like live, right, or in the raw, to see how many of these industries actually affect our every lives. Why? It gives us ideas as to how better prepare in case one of these industries does go down. Of course, we know about the Colonial Pipeline that shut down the delivery of gasoline from, I believe it was from Texas all the way to the East Coast, and the havoc that caused. Now here it says Acer. Also in May this year, Taiwanese computer hardware giant Acer suffered a ransomware attack by the Revil hacker group. The same hackers who attacked London foreign exchange firm Travelex in 2020. The hackers demanded a ransom of $50 million from Acer. What does this tell me, ladies and gentlemen? What I've been saying for a long time. Get out of the system as much as you can, i.e. the banking system. If they can hack into systems that support the banking system, then that tells me that whatever digital funds you have in a bank or anywhere else in the form of digits is not safe. Make sure that you have a backup to whatever you may have in banking. I always say that we need to keep some digits in banking, right? In banking institutions. Why? Because most of us pay our bills online nowadays. But also make sure that you have something at home as a backup in case the systems go down. JBS Foods, another major attack that took place this May was on JBS Foods, one of the largest companies of meat processing in the world. And we all heard about that as well. Kia Motors. In February this year, Kia Motors, a subsidiary of Hyundai, was also attacked with ransomware. However, Kia Motors did not confirm this attack, although they reported a widespread system and an IT outage. Kia Motors claimed that this IT outage impacted the internal site's phone services, owner's portal, payment system, and mobile UVO links apps used in Kia Motors. If anyone thinks that we have safety in our own privacy nowadays, then we're wrong. Because even if you yourself have your computers at home or your devices at home very well encrypted, your information is everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And I remember here a few years ago where I believe it was the DOD that got attacked. I believe that's what it was. Or the Department of Defense. Yeah, the Department of Defense that got attacked. And they stole a whole bunch of information of people that used to work there or that worked there at the time. CNA Insurance. In March of this year, CNA, one of the largest insurance firms in the U.S., faced a critical cyber attack. Let's end it right there on CNA Insurance. Same thing I was talking about before, your privacy. Everything that you have is out there on a computer, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that you are on paper is out there on a computer. All right, so this is a big way that it can affect us. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that cyber attacks are probably one of the things that we have to think about the most, one of the things that we have to worry about the most as far as how it can change the way that we live our everyday lives. All right, just think about all of the industries that we rely on. Think about all of the infrastructures that we rely on. Every one of them have something in common, and that is what? It's that they have most of their information and the way in which they operate their business or that specific industry backed up on a computer. What happens if those computers go down? What happens if those computers get hacked and taken over by people that care not about your privacy, by people that care not about how you get your fuel, how you get your food, where your medical, history is filed? They care not about that. They care about profits. So I see that cyber attacks is a thing that can really affect us just as bad, really, as like an EMP. People say, well, an EMP can affect everything. Well, a cyber attack can pretty much affect everything. Think of how easy it is for a whole bunch of hackers who are very sophisticated. These aren't your kids that are eating Pop-Tarts in a computer at home. These are people that do this for a living, and it's a serious business. Think of how easy it would be for them to do a coordinated attack on all of our infrastructures. We would be in the same place, ladies and gentlemen. Your car may still be able to work, but what if everything else goes down? That is why we prepare, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, another one here is Quanta. In April this year, the REvil, here we go with REvil again, ransomware operators also attacked Quanta. Quanta is one of the major business partners of Apple and Apple laptop manufacturers. And the next one, ladies and gentlemen, is AXA. This May, cyber insurer AXA, a European insurance company, was attacked by the Avedon ransomware group. This attack took place after the company published vital changes to its cyber insurance policy to stop coverage for ransom payments. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of ironic in a way. This company was attacked by hackers right after they announced that they would no longer cover insurance policies that had to do with people's computers being hacked. Incredible. It just shows you how much control these hackers actually have. CD Projekt. In February of this year, the Hello Kitty gang hacked CD Projekt Red, a well-known video game development firm based in Poland. The hacker gained access to the source code of game projects which were under development and encrypted devices. However, CD Projekt has not paid the ransom payment because they had backups in place which they used to restore the lost data. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I was talking about. The NBA, the National Basketball Association, this year, ransomware attacks targeted organizations and businesses from all different kinds of industries. Surprisingly, the NBA was also among them. In mid-April of this year, Babook, the hacker group, announced that they had stolen 500 gigabytes of their confidential data. And there we go again, ladies and gentlemen. We have no privacy. We may think that we have privacy, but we really don't. Here, Ireland's health service executives. I won't even go into this one. Again, about privacy, ladies and gentlemen. The privacy part is not the one that bothers me the most or the one that worries me the most, ladies and gentlemen. The one that worries me the most are those that can hack into our infrastructures, into those things that we need and rely on in order to sustain the standard of living that we now currently live. Exagrid, on May 4, Exagrid, a backup storage company that helps businesses to recover after a ransomware attack, also suffered from a ransomware attack of its own. So the question is this: if these institutions, if these businesses, corporations that actually specialize in protecting people from ransomware attacks are getting attacked themselves, then really how safe are people and or industries against ransomware attack? It doesn't worry me that a person in particular gets a ransomware attack, but what worries me most is, like I said before, the industries and infrastructures that we rely on. And here, ladies and gentlemen, it says that cyber attacks in the education systems is rising, and that many schools in 2021 suffered from cyber attacks. And it says that the cyber attack on Buffalo Public Schools in New York was one of them. The Buffalo Public School has an IT system with highly sensitive information for 34,000 students. And here's another one, the University of Highlands and Islands. On March 7th of this year, the University of Highlands and Islands suffer from a cyber attack. Microsoft Exchange server, a mass cyber attack took place in March, and it impacted millions of Microsoft clients. The cyber risk ecosystem involves many aspects and players. Sometimes it can be pretty complex. Organizations of all sizes can be or have been victims of cyber attacks. So all businesses that are connected to the internet can be involved in cyber attacks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is everything we depend on. All businesses that are connected to the internet is everything we depend on. We ourselves as a society have created a system that is so fragile, and I do believe that cybersecurity or the internet is our Achilles heel. Because if that goes down, ladies and gentlemen, or if it is taken control over by a bunch of hackers, right, that do this for a living, don't get me wrong, they are professionals, then we will be at their behest. Because who's going to turn back on that pipeline? Remember that pipeline, what a big deal it was, and how much time it took for them to actually be able to start pumping fuel back to the Northeast after it went down. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the cream cheese shortage due to a cyber attack. Cyber attack on big supplier partly to blame for cream cheese shortage. An online smear campaign is partly to blame for this curdling situation. The cream cheese shortage currently spreading supplies thin and even halting production at Brooklyn Cheesecake Institutions, which is named Junior's. Many New Yorkers may not have heard of Wisconsin's Schreiber Foods, but the company is key to the schmear supply chain. So when hackers toasted its plants and distribution centers with an October cyber attack, that forced the company to close for days, and it had a slicing impact on key ingredients in many borough breakfasts and desserts, which is cream cheese. Indeed, government data shows that cream cheese production fell by 6.9% in October compared to last year's. To add insult to injury, the lactose intolerable criminals creamed production at the peak time of the year for cream cheese demand. Pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, they're putting a whole bunch of little words in here to try to make it funny or something like that. But the thing is, it's not funny. It really is. This is something that we should really be thinking about. However, what can you do about this? What can I do about this? Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing that we can do about this. All right? In my opinion, there's nothing we can do about this except for one thing. And it's the same thing that I've been talking about for years. To make sure that you're prepared. All right? Now, if you are finding yourselves in the midst of this cream cheese shortage, take a look at the video on the upper right hand corner. I actually put a video up. I'm not sure if it was early this year or sometime last year, where you can make your own cream cheese, and it is not difficult at all, ladies and gentlemen. Having said that, I hope that you all have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Keep preparing. All right, keep preparing. This is the holiday season, Christmas season, my favorite time of the year, but I've always got prepping in the back of my mind. I'm thinking about maybe going out today and doing a little prep haul to fill in some gaps. that I've seen developed in my pantry, all right? And one of those things is peanut butter, as I told you. No, it's not cream cheese. We got plenty of that. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Thank you very much for joining in today. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.